Everyone, I'd like to call to order the Planning and Zoning Board LPA meeting for Thursday, March 5th, 2026. Can we get a roll call, please?
Sure. Committee Member Kakwan-Ma.
Here.
Committee Member Michael Ferranti.
Here.
Committee Member Rachel Hood. Here. Committee Member Louis Halal.
Here.
And Committee Member David Macon.
Here.
Beautiful.
All right. At this time, can we stand for a moment of silence and the pledge? Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any agenda changes this evening?
No, sir, not that I know of.
Okay. In that case, it is election season, so we are looking for nominations for chairperson for item number 500. I will say that I don't mind serving one more year at the board's pleasure. I think my term ends in the middle of 2028, so even if continue this role this year, I will probably ask to step down so that somebody else can take it in during my final year on the board. But that being said, I think that any of you would be suitable to take on that role as well if you so choose.
I think you're doing a great job, and I would like to nominate you for the chair.
And I'll second or third that, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just notate that. Do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Is there any opposed? Any additional nominations? Can I just get an all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you. So that means I can continue with the next item, right? Okay. Item number 501, this is for the election of the vice chairperson for the P&Z board.
Well, that's me.
That is you.
Does mine extend another year or so, or is this it for me?
No, your term, you still have a number of years here.
Okay, well, I'll stay in the job if you guys say it's okay. I don't want to be where I don't want
Yep.
people don't want me. But
Beautiful. Any other nominations? I'm assuming since you kind of voted for yourself, you accept your nomination as
I'll
vice
accept
chairperson?
it, sure.
Beautiful. Then can I just get an all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Beautiful. Congratulations.
Next, we will open it up to public input. Anyone wishing to speak on anything that is not on the public hearing agenda may do so at this time. Seeing and hearing none, we will close public input and move to the consent agenda for the review and approval of the minutes from December 4th, 2025. What is the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to approve the minutes for the December 4th, 2025 Planning and Zoning meeting.
I'll second them.
Beautiful. I'll just do a quick roll call. Chairperson Ma.
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Ferranti.
Aye.
Committee Member Hood.
Aye.
Committee Member Halal.
Aye.
Committee Member Macon.
Aye.
Beautiful.
All right. Moving to the public hearing agenda, item number 400, with a presentation by staff.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Janelle Garnett, and I'm the senior planner for the City of Winter Springs. Before we start, I was going to let everyone know this evening that I'm presenting two items, which are item 400 and 401, since they are ancillary to one another, but however, the vote is individual. For item 1, it's 2 different votes. So with that said, I'll get started. This is for the future land use amendment, which is ordinance 2026-03, and the rezone for ordinance 2026-04. The properties are currently located at 2090 and 300 Tuscaloosa Road, and 1258 Milky Way, and they total, it's a cumulative total of 6.13 acres. So here in the green, just to let you know. The pre-application was held June 25th, 2025, and the public notices were sent out on February 13th. It was 58 of them, 500 in a 500 radius of the adjacent owners, as well as half a mile for any HOAs in the vicinity. And the newspaper advertisement was February 16th, and the applicant is Ryan Sheehan of Christopher Ryan Homes. And as a caveat, the annexation ordinance 2026-02 is concurrently going to go with the ordinance that is being presented tonight, which is for the rezone and the future land use amendment. So currently, the properties are located in Seminole County, and the existing future land use is a medium density residential, which the maximum is 10 dwelling units per net buildable acres is the criteria, and the existing zoning district is agricultural. What is being proposed is a future land use of town center district, and as you can see, a sample of what that would look like for our GIS maps. And what also is proposed is the zoning to town center and the T4 transect, which is general urban zone. Staff recommends that the Planning and Zoning Board recommend adoption of the following: that ordinance 2026-03 to change the future land use map designation from Seminole County medium density residential to City of Winter Springs Town Center District, subject to the conditions of the pre-annexation and Town Center redevelopment agreement that was executed on February 9th and is associated with the ordinance 2026-02, which is for the annexation, which was approved by, which is currently recorded with the city clerk here at City of Winter Springs. Also, we're recommending for item 401 that ordinance 2026-04 to rezone the subject property from Seminole County A1, which is agricultural, to the city's T4 Transect Town Center, also subject to the conditions of the redevelopment agreement executed on February 9th, 2026. And that concludes the presentation. Any questions?
Any discussion? So for the purpose of working through the agenda, let's start with item number 400 and go through any discussion on, as part of the future land use amendment. Janali, I do have a couple questions.
Okay, and
Uh,
just to let you know, the applicant is here, Ryan
Okay.
Sheehan, just to let you know that. Okay.
Does the annexation and the of the three parcels create any enclaves or exclaves for the county or city?
No, it does not create an enclave for us, because, just a few. Oh. So currently, let me get, the property, these are the only properties that would be within our, boundaries. And this property actually is proposed to be a 11 residential homes, so only this property would possibly be an enclave, because it's proposed to be gated.
Are there any existing development on any of the three parcels?
Yes, there's an existing house on this property, and there's also an existing house on, no, this property. Oops, I'm sorry, I think it's,
It's going.
sorry. This
Okay.
property and, yes, one on each. But they are proposed to be removed to make way for the new development.
All of the homes?
Oh, sorry. Let me get back to this. Oh, here's a better picture. So these two properties, these are where the proposed 11
Okay.
upscale homes will be. This property is proposed to be parking for RVs and boats for the private community here.
Okay. So the existing uses are, at least are proposed to be removed as part of development of these three parcels?
That's correct.
Okay. Who owns the right-of-way for Milky Way? Is that city right-of-way, or is that a private road?
Just give me one. For the Milky Way, so there's portions that the city owns and portions that Seminole
Private.
County,
So it's both the city and the county?
correct.
Okay. Is that one of those things that's like split down the middle, or is it just certain segments?
I should have, so.
I'm sorry to,
Oh, no, you're fine. We had discussed this before. So, the city owns, okay, so the city owns up to around here, and then the county owns the rest of it.
that's an interesting
If-
arrangement. Okay.
If that's, yeah, give me 1 second. Yes.
Okay. No other questions from me? Anybody else?
So my question is mostly just out of ignorance and just needing to be educated. But, so, I'm trying to, I don't understand why, if they're looking at potentially developing residential homes, what's the reasoning for having to bring it into the town center future land use?
You might have to refer that because it was a voluntary action by the owner. So-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I guess my point being that I guess it's already, the future land use is already, I'm sorry. It's,
It's county versus city.
okay.
This isn't, I don't know if the battery. Oh. Okay.
So, I'm sorry, so was it, the zoning that was already established as medium-density residential, or was it the,
So so my understanding is that it is the county designation. And there could be, even if the development program could be built on those parcels, there could be a number of reasons to annex, which may include different utility services that are provided by the city. If it's easier for them to get those utility services from the city, then they could annex it in. I don't know, can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
but for the most part, so the existing is a reflection of the county's future land use, and we have to bring
Yes.
it into something that is,
Correct.
makes sense. Gotcha. So it's really the T4 transect that is driving the density
That
on it.
surrounding areas T4 and T5 at
Okay.
the,
I
in the-
gotcha.
at
Okay.
those, that area.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you, that helps. I got it.
Is the county not fighting the annexation of property which could provide them tax base?
Can you repeat that question?
Okay. Is Seminole County not fighting the annexation by the city because they're going to lose tax base for the houses.
Good evening, Carolyn Roll, Director of Community Development. It is a voluntary annexation, and the city actually received a courtesy notification regarding some preliminary discussions the applicant had with the county, so there's no objection that we know of, and the city has notified the county of the voluntary annexation and pre-annexation agreement. We've not had any correspondence or objection from the county since that was delivered.
That's all my question is.
All right, anyone else? At this time, I will open it up for any public input on this agenda item. Please state your name and address.
My name is Mark Erickson at 217 Burgess Drive, Winter Springs, Florida. My property in Avery Park backs directly up to the two properties that are here. I've heard a lot of other discussions, so I, for one personally, am very supportive of what he's recommending and doing the project as he's designed, and it's been posted on the Winter Springs planning calendar. As the homeowner association president, I can also speak for a lot of the community because everyone I've talked to has been very supportive of this as well. So you have 88 homes that are directly south and west of this proposed project that we're encouraged by what we're seeing so far and want to try and show that support.
Wonderful, thank you. I didn't see you wearing a red shirt, so so that was a good sign. All right. With no additional public input then, we will close, and I would ask for a motion. We are going to vote on each one of these items separately, so let's start with item number 400, which is for the future land use amendment. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-03, small-scale future land use map amendment of 3 parcels located at 290 and 300 Tuscarora Road and 1258 Milky Way.
I'll second.
Chairperson Ma,
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Ferranti,
Aye.
Committee Member Hood,
Aye.
Committee Member Halal,
Aye.
and Committee Member Macon.
Aye.
All right. And then for item number 401, which is for the rezoning of the same 3 parcels. Any discussion?
The one property, the little guy up there on the left, that's going to be a storage lot?
It's going to be ancillary to the homes that they're proposing to develop for parking for those those owners, their RVs or boats.
Yeah, will it be surrounded by a wall or blockage or what?
Well, with zoning code, there are conditions and criteria standards for any type of parking
So
that
they'll
we
meet
have.
that,
So
okay.
it would be landscape screenings are required as well.
Right, and we would see that whenever they come through with a site
Whenever
plan.
they
With the
yes,
plans, yeah.
submit an application and move forward with that.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
So for what it's worth, I was just looking at Google Earth, and it looks Milky Way to the west dead ends just into what is some swamps associated with G Creek. So anyway, I don't know if the county still needs to get in there for something, maybe for fire management, if there's a,
Well, I mean, if it's still city right-of-way, they can still make their way through. I don't know that the city's going to block them from accessing that.
the swamp,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the police will now have to take care of these 3 parcels, even though some of it's Seminole County.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any other discussion? And then, just for formality, opening up to any public input. Seeing and hearing none, we will close public input, and I will entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve item 401, ordinance 202604, rezoning of 3 parcels located at 290 and 300 Tuscarora Road and 1258 Milky Way.
I'll second that.
Okay. Chairperson Ma,
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Frankie,
Aye.
Board Member Hood,
Aye.
Board Member Halal,
Aye.
Board Member Macon.
Aye.
All right. Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. And with that, we will move on to board member reports. Mr. Mencken, anything to report?
Nothing new.
Okay.
No.
I'm good as well.
All right.
No.
All right. And then finally, open it up to the final public input. Seeing and hearing none, we will close final input and adjourn. Thank you.